Hey everybody, welcome into steampunkpsyche. I have been out for a little while. Life grabbed me by the short hairs and twisted and turned me upside down and round, upside down. You're turning me. I don't know why I started singing that song. Only a few of you are even going to know what that is. Okay, so I'm shuffling up my gold deck. That almost sounded sexual, didn't it? Well, it did for me. I'm a sexual person. I'm a Pisces. I'm a lover. I'm a lover. Well, I like to love. I started on mutable signs, so if you want to check out those videos, I'll leave the video, I think, if I can remember. I'm getting old, so right. They just forget, and you'll be like, dude, you didn't leave the video. But there's a video I started on mutable signs. And since I'm a Pisces, I am a mutable sign. So, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, mutable signs. We are, like, capable of dealing with everybody's shit. I'm just guessing. I mean, every other sign is the same way. But we are known for our adaptability. Getting along with people, we don't necessarily agree. I'm a cynical son of a gun, man. I have a witty banter that sometimes comes across very harsh. So anyway, so what I'm going to do is just a general reading again I'm going to continue the mutable signs right now because we are transitioning from autumn into winter, right? It's already here, but around 21st we change over, I think, into Capricorn. I'm drinking coffee, so if I burp on you, roll with it, right? Go get you some coffee. I am a cigarette smoker and a coffee drinker, so join me with a cup of coffee and a cigarette, and we shall just see what these cards have to say. Hopefully this is not too loud. If it is, put in some earplugs for temporary reasons, or just fast forward. Okay, so we're gonna play with the cards here and find out what kind of energy. I know what my energy is, but oh bam, right. Let's see what we got. Whew. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. 5 or 6 cards came out. Not a sign. Just a terrible shuffle. We're not gonna play that, right? Anyway, shuffle that. Just because. It to be funny, right? I'm trying to get over my foul mood. I was in a pretty good mood for about 3 or 4 days, and then the energy shifted on me. I think we're going back into the gibbous moon. No, I don't think the moon knows that it's called that. We just called it that. And I think part of this energy I'm feeling is maybe some of that, like stereotypes, boxes people get put in. And I'm just so tired of it. Everybody knows everything. I'm in a foul mood. Is that going to come out in the cards? The bias? Let's just find out, right? Is it? Does it? Is energy a real thing? I mean, I feel it. Let's find out what card came out. The Fool. Beginnings. New beginnings. Ready. Fool energy. I remember when I was younger, I was a fool, right? So total a fool. Took chances. Nothing made me scared. Some things made me scared, but I'd do it anyway just to see if I could. And you know what? I was the guy with the machete chopping the new path. I did not want to travel down the road or jungle that had a path already cleared. So I was hard-headed. So that's the fool, right? That hard-headed, stubborn, but also adventurous spirit. So I could use some adventure because I need some right now. I need a new energy, one that brings me adventure. When I sat there and meditated a long time ago, I meditate every day. But when I first started meditating, I tried to do the mantra thing. I tried to do the focus on one thing, but my brain just would not stop. It would not shut down. It's probably, PTSD, trauma, past memories of everything, and just the fact that I didn't understand how the hell my own brain worked, always lying to me, making me feel insecure. And then, meditation definitely helped me with that. All right. So, got the Nine of Cups. Bam. Nine of Cups. Notice that he is not sitting on a throne, but he is adorned with all these cups behind him, rewards of life, wish fulfilled. And he knows that everything is just temporary, right? It's a temporary seat he's sitting on. So keep that in mind. Fool only lasts for just a little while. It's a temporary energy. But that's okay, because within that temporary energy, there are much rewards, right? The cups represent the rewards. It could be emotion. It could be financial, relationship, health, wealth, stability, that type of thing. So the rewards of the Nine of Cups. But I'm seeing a new beginning and some rewards coming in. So, ooh, yeah. So mutable signs, right? Adaptability, flexibility, open-mindedness. That is very key, right? Keeping an open mind. I think if more people had open minds about things and they were not so anal retentive, say that. Yeah. Maybe we could bounce through things a little bit easier. All right, so I'll shut the hell up. Oh, I won't. I'll keep talking. I just can't help myself. All right, so nothing's wanting to come out, so the energy's kind of stale in that part, right? Is that what that means? No. Okay. Six of Cups, generosity. Okay. Balance. And that's what this is all about, right? The Fool, the Nine, the Pentacles there. So, excuse me, with the Six of Cups, there's a generous nature here. There is and I feel like that's me. I feel like I've been a generous person. And I'm going to guess, because of this energy that I've been picking up on, maybe we're getting tired of being so damn generous, right? With our energy, because I kind of feel like I've been depleted in a way, kind of feel like I've been run down. But that's not what these cards are saying right at the moment. I don't think so. I feel like there is a good energy coming in, but I'm using my own energy as an example to try to explain that away. So the Six of Pentacles represents the generosity, the balance. But there is a begging nature there too. If you'll notice the two people on the bottom of the card there, right? You're in kind of this begging state. So maybe you're working on your own generosity. Maybe that's kind of a New Year's resolution. We're getting close, right? Going into the new Capricorn season around the 21st. So maybe you've been setting some kind of a resolution to be a little more generous, maybe with your own self. Cups do represent, emotions, security, relationships type thing. We did have the Nine of Cups there. So, and those cups represent the possibilities of that. So maybe somebody's doing that. I'm going to pull the card. The Moon. Guess what, you guys? Moon represents Pisces. So there is a huge relationship with Pisces and the Moon. So if you're Pisces, this could apply to you. The two towers there represent the unknown, right? Rewards on the other side or catastrophe on the other side. But it also talks about transformation. There's that little crayfish coming out of the bottom of the water. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they kind of covered him up. On the other cards, you can kind of see him coming out of the water. But you do notice the dogs howling at the moon. So it also talks about the hidden secrets, the hidden things that are within the mind. And maybe intuitively, something about this new, the Fool card there, a new beginning has really kind of opened up your mind in a way. Maybe you start second guessing. So far, the cards look good. I mean, there's nothing. I don't know. We're just gonna go with the energy, right? The Moon. The Moon brings out lots of things. I'm affected by the Moon. I'm gonna tell you what. When the new moon happens and coming into what, waxing, that quarter crescent type moon, boy, sometimes my energy just goes nuts. So it's kind of like the opposite. Women are on a 28-day cycle. The moon follows a phase such as this. Is that coincidence? I don't believe in coincidences anymore. Things happen that sometimes are so far out of our control, but I just don't know that we are in control of our own. I don't know. Sometimes I just don't know. All right, so another one to come out. Let's see what we got. Hanged Man. Another Pisces energy. This reading could be for Pisces. This could be totally for me. Something good's coming my way. Something good which this way comes. I don't know. Hangman. So introspection, deep introspection. You know, this is a purposeful hang here. Nobody hung him up there. He did it purposefully. And you notice that his crown chakra right there on the head spot lit up, blood rushing to his head. But that just to resemble the thoughts. Lots of thoughts. And I'm not surprised because of the moon. Where we're going, where we're headed. I know that I question everything. I am a questioner. I get into my own mind, and maybe that's part of that, the moon, you know, trying to say, stay out of your head so much, you know, because, you know, when you do that, one scenario starts, the next scenario starts, then, you know, before you know it, you can't even make a plan because you're so wrapped up in things. And if you're like that, let me know, because you're not alone, right? Got some great ones here. Queen of Cups, intuition, magic, mystery, very secure, very emotionally secure. You know, the cups do represent emotional love, you know, support systems. She's adorned with the love and magic and mystery. She's the only one in the deck there on the cups that has the lid on it, and it does represent mystery. So I think that that's what this is talking about. We got some surprises coming in. These mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. What in the world? Are we going to experience some good things and not have to experience our own head thoughts all the time? Something good? Going to take our thoughts out of things? Let's see. Look at that. Another one, Queen of Wands, Black Cat energy. Are you serious? Total fire sign, right? No BS. Queen of Wands, it means business. Okay, two queens together here. We could be talking about a relationship, intuitively speaking. Two queens. It doesn't have to be. But I do love, and you know, whether male, female, or female, male, throuple, you know, polyamorous, you know, polygamist, it doesn't matter to me. Relationship and love, it's all about that. So, but I'm not necessarily seeing that as much, but it could be. So maybe that could be happening for Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, something like that, a new relationship type scenario. But I really feel like this is talking about emotional stability and groundedness. So we're entering into this new season. So maybe we're about to experience a really amazing change in things. 2026 represents, you know, in numerology, 20 and the 26, right? 2 and 2 is 4, 6 and 4 is 10, if my math is correct. But nowadays, you know, if you ask Terrence Howard, maybe that's not the case. I don't know. Boy, hold that thought. You know, we're going to have to do a little scrape on the floor. Oh, come here, guys. Come on. Camera's rolling. Hang with me, y'all. These babies don't want to move. What do we got? My gosh. We are just seeing major arcana. We have the Fool. We've got the Moon, the Hanged Man. Okay, now we got the World card. What a beautiful scenario. World card. Cycles. Right? Right? Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo. Some fixed sign nature there. You could be dealing with something like that. But we're talking about cycles, okay? The closure, you know, we could be talking about emotional closures of things. Lots of traumatic wounding or, you know, past experiences in our lives that we're just no longer willing to accept and deal with. That we're moving out and away from. But a lot of this is being exposed, by this moon card, remember? And that could be closing out that cycle, right? We do have the two queens, so intuitively, maybe we are becoming way more aware of that, right? That we're understanding that. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. There's also, you can see that, the Knight of Pentacles coming in here. The Knight of Pentacles is planned, organized, structured. When the Knight makes a plan, he sticks with it and he moves through it. So some of us are just about, we're done with the whole him hauling around. That's an old phrase. I can use that because I'm older. But yeah, we're not playing games, and I kind of feel like that with the Knight of Cup or the Knight of Pentacles there. A new beginning. This could be financial means. This could be emotional health, wealth, stability also coming in, and very firm. So there's a firm idea here that's taking place. This could be somebody who is coming in with an answer, an offer of some kind. So that's really cool. I like this so far. This is beautiful. Oh yeah. And because it applies to me too, right? I'm a Pisces. I'm trying not to be biased, It's hard to do when you're a reader and you're trying to do your own sign, right? Okay. But I got love for all signs, so it doesn't mean that I'm trying to be biased just towards one. I don't do that. I love everybody. Okay. I might be lying a little bit. I think it's maybe difficult to love some people. That doesn't mean I try. Don't try. Okay. We got Three of Pentacles. Also a great, wonderful sign. See, he's standing up there on his soapbox giving a little lecture, but he's sharing ideas. That's the whole idea of this card. Communication, sharing ideas. I have an opinion. You have an opinion. We have a group, a circles. Could be relationship, third party scenario. We're not quite sure yet. But look at this beautiful card right here. The Queen comes in with communication. And I like the fact that, it was following up by the Knight of Pentacles as well. So that just tells me that there is definitely a Queen of Swords here coming in. I'm not sure what I said earlier. Forgive me. So communicator. Not the best at communication. Okay. The Queen, and mainly because she's been to the pony show. And I don't mean that in such a male chauvinistic pig kind of way, right? But she doesn't play games. She's been there, done that, right? Learned lots of lessons. So she cuts through the BS. That's the Queen of Swords. And it's following. What is following is the Ten of Wands. Okay. So we're talking about no more overburdening ourselves. No more struggles like this. No more putting up the walls that block us. Now, normally I wouldn't say that. Normally I would say, because the Ten of Wands does represent that there is a burdensome type of energy. But with all of these cards, not in this case, I'm seeing that this is what we were paying attention to. So we are waking up. What's burdening us? What's pissing us off? What is getting in our way all the time? And the reason I can be very confident with that is because we're noticing the cycles, right? And I know we know that because we had the moon. And that's what is being exposed. The moon is a wonder. The moon is not just, when you walk outside, if you are a grounded person, if you pay attention, and you walk outside and you look at that big rock floating up there, which I think is a rock. I don't know, could be made of something else, but that is the most amazing scenario, right? We're actually able to physically see that and witness that. So there is that mystery. There is that knowing that something greater than ourselves exists. And so that's what the moon represents is knowing that. And I'm seeing that with Queen of Cups, that intuition, that mystery, right? So this really tells me that Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces, we are awakening bigger. In 2026, I was going to say the math, or I dropped the cards. ADHD, right? Number 10, add it up, 10. 10 represents the beginning and the ending, okay? 1 from 0. The Kabbalah talks about that. I don't have to get in depth with it, but the number 10. From nothing is something. But, and some people might use the Bible to say, in the beginning, there was the word. So, but the energy, right? The beginning. And so the ending of and the beginning, the Fool card. If you'll notice in the, in the tarot, that's that, that 022 card, right? So it's like, ooh. This is an awesome read. We're 20 minutes in. Should I stop? Should I give more? Do we know what we need to look for? Where are we going? What? Love, money, relationship, is that the biggest energy? Or is it transformation? Is it transformation? I'm feeling like it is because we had so many of those cards that really, really, definitely. So we're seeing communication. I'm not really seeing relationships so much, but we shall find out. Check this out. Ace of Swords. Divine communication. I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. And the reason is because this lets me know that everything we've just mentioned is not a bunch of BS, okay? It's saying that we are definitely receiving right now. Whether you're a moon watcher, whether you're a spiritualist, a religious person, whatever it is, divine energy exists, and I do believe that. I feel like there is something way bigger than myself, and I can't put my finger on it. I don't know what it is, but there are times when we walk alone, and those are those times that we make a choice. We either are the fool, right? And sometimes we're the Knight of Pentacles. Sometimes we're steadfast. Sometimes we hold to our guns. Sometimes, we become overburdened. Sometimes we're weak, you know. Sometimes we share with others, and sometimes we're in our own head, alone again. And that's the cyclical nature of life, and I know that because it's exposed by the World card. I love this reading. I love you guys. Like I said, I'm going to continue on for the next 3 or 4 reads with the mutable signs, because I just feel like we are the transition. We bring on the winter, we bring on the summer, we bring on the spring, autumn type deal. So, and since we are going into the new birth of winter, the season changes. So before we go asleep, let's wake up, right? Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that maybe this helped. Hope this kind of give you some inspiration for 2026. I mean, we are getting close. And okay, I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.